Everyone was talking about their Halloween costumes. Like, for instance, Midoriya was going to be a cute as fuck ghost. Todoroki was going to be a vampire, Kaminari was Pikachu, and Kirishima was a Pokemon hunter/catcher, which was adorable. Asui was a witch. Momo was also a witch, just like a really sexy one, I guess. Sero was a mummy. Jiro was a queen vampire or something. Ochako was a devil. Lastly, Mina was a cat. Nobody in class would stop talking about it. They were so excited. YN, what are you going to be? I stopped twirling my pencil and looked over at Mina while I still leaned my elbow on the table, placing my face in my hand. Huh? What are you going to dress up as for Halloween? Mina leaned over to look at me on Ojiro's desk, who wasn't actually there. He was in the back of the class talking to Tokoyami. I wanted to look over at Bakugou. It's not like Mina didn't know. She was one of the 5 students who did know. No, it was that everyone she had been talking to was now looking at me, waiting for a response. I'm not sure yet. What? Halloween, and the party at Momo's is tomorrow. Mina hopped over the desk, sitting down on top of it and leaning forward a little. We have to take you to the mall today after school. Mina looked over my shoulder a little. We can bring Bakugo too, if he doesn't have a costume. There was a little smirk on Mina's face. I'm not fucking going to the stupid shitty ass mall. Shopping is for girls. That's sexist, Bakugo, I said, looking down at my paper and continued to do the classwork. Seriously, I didn't want to wake up in the morning after Halloween and have to do homework. Also, I almost fucked up and called him Katsuki. It's a girly thing to do. You're a girly thing to do, I said while sighing. Bakugo mumbled something that I couldn't fucking hear, but it was along the lines of, you do me. Honestly, I don't know. Alright, quit flirting. Are you coming, YN, or not? I looked over at Mina. I'll get you after lunch. Leaning against the locker next to Bakugo, I stared at him as he grabbed his wallet. So what? Bakugo grumpily said, slamming his locker shut. I placed my hands on Bakugo's stomach and slowly slid my hands to his back, pulling him into a hug. His arms wrapped around me. What are you going to dress up as? I want something related to yours. If we do that, then people will say shit. Part of me, I started to say as I looked up at him, placing a kiss on his lips. Doesn't care all that much, Katsuki. Bakugo's hands moved from around me, down my arms, and he held my hands, rubbing his thumbs on the back of my hand. The other part just really wants to spend Halloween with you at the party, and another part just wants to curl up and watch a scary movie together. I reached up and kissed him again. Pick one, party or movie. I know you want to hang out with your friends. Shitty hair and dunce face are not my friends. I tucked his hair behind his ear. Oh, but they are. Bakugo's hands moved to my waist, moving it so I pressed against him. He reached down and kissed me. Fuck you. About time. Let's go get food. We can talk it over at lunch. I scrolled through my phone, looking up ideas for costumes. There wasn't much, but I did find what I thought was a really cute one. Little Red Riding Hood and a wolf. I set my phone down and slid it over to Bakugo, who sat across from me at the 2-seater table. His straw was halfway in his mouth while he held his drink, and his other hand lazily held his phone, his screen tilting down as he glared at me with this look. What? What do you mean, what? What do you think? I asked, pushing the phone a little closer to him. Bakugo shrugged, taking a sip of his drink and tilting his phone back to normal as he continued to browse it. I could clearly see it was Twitter. I think it'd be adorable to see you in that, he plainly said, setting his drink down and then leaning his face in his hand, his elbow on the table. I paused, feeling the flush in my cheeks. I'm gonna go to the mall after school and get the outfit. You're coming with to make sure you fit the outfit. You know my sizes? Bakugo said, without looking up from his phone. Just get them yourself. Katsuki, I whined, slamming my head down on the table. If you fucking want me to go so damn badly, then get it your fucking self. Fine, I mumbled, putting my head up. Be like that. What the fuck is this? Bakugo yelled as he held up a red collar and a wolf headband. It's a costume, Katsu, I said, taking off my jacket, which of course was Bakugo's, and tossing it on the bed. Go put it on. If you really hate it, then we don't have to go. Bakugo rolled his eyes, cursing under his breath before he grabbed the bag off the bed and angrily went into the bathroom. He slammed the door behind him and I sighed, deciding to get in my costume. It was a red skirt with a white button-up. Then I had a little white apron and a red overtop cape thingy with a hoodie. As I was slipping on the white stockings, Bakugo came out of the bathroom with a glare and his arms crossed. He looked fucking adorable. He had ripped up white shirt with black jeans. His jacket was green with a hoodie that had white fluffy things surrounding the edges of it. The ears were so cute, and the collar with the hanging chain didn't throw it off. Oh my god. I pulled the last stocking up my leg all the way and glitched in front of him. You're so cute! I look fucking ridiculous. Katsuki, if you looked ridiculous, then I would tell you, I said, cupping his cheeks. Come on, you look great. Bakugo sighed, grabbing his phone from the bathroom counter and slipping it in his pocket. I grabbed my phone and opened the door, waiting for Bakugo to follow. He did, with another annoyed sigh, and walked out. When we got to Momo's house, Bakugo seemed hesitant and annoyed. Definitely annoyed. I grabbed his hand, trying my hardest to hide it with the red cardigan I was wearing. Bakugo made a slight effort too, and even slipped his fingers between mine. Then we made our way inside. The music was loud, and we slipped into the living room where most people were. Kaminari was standing on the couch, holding onto Kirishima's hand in front of him for balance. Jiro sat on the ground, playing Mario Kart against Zero. Momo was setting down some snacks on the table while talking to Asui. Ochako talked to Tokoyami from the same couch Kaminari was standing on. She just sat on the other side. Tokoyami was dressed as something goth. I don't know. Momo looked up and smiled. Bakugo, YN, you're here! She exclaimed, walking over. My hand slipped from Bakugo and accepted her hug. Obviously, she didn't even try giving Bakugo a hug. I don't think anyone but me has gotten a hug from him, and I fucking loved it. He was like a master hugger. Of course, I wouldn't want to miss it. I held my hands behind my back and I felt someone relip their fingers between mine. Turning, I saw Bakugo, who kept his angry glare, and he also was very close behind me, probably to hide the fact he was holding my hand. Looking in his eyes, though, I knew he loved me. I squeezed his hand and looked at Momo. Well, make yourself at home. Momo waved off and started talking to Asui again. I turned to look at Bakugo, not letting go of his hand. You should play Mario Kart with Jiro, Kaminari, Kirishima and Zero. I know how happy it makes you. I reached up and quickly kissed his cheek. Laying down with just you and watching a damn movie would give me a lot more happiness. I giggled, with the warm feeling in my cheeks, and pushed him towards the TV. I'm serious. Go, have fun. Bakugo sighed, sulking over to the TV and sitting down next to Zero. Hey shitty hair, Pikachu, brace me. I smiled and crossed my arms, looking behind me when I heard the front door open and close. Midoriya, Todoroki, hey! I gave them both a hug and a smile. Sorry we're late. Midoriya said with a nervous laugh as he held on to Todoroki's hand. Todoroki couldn't get his fangs in. They hurt, Todoroki said, pushing on his fangs with a finger. Can't I take them out? Midoriya sighed with a nod, which Todoroki pulled out the fangs and began to walk around in search for a garbage can. He looked at me with a smile. All of that wasted time just to take them out right when we get here. Don't worry, I came here a little late too. I looked over at Bakugo, who yelled some curse words. Katsuki was upset about his outfit. Katsuki? You call Kachan by his first name? I shrugged. I mean, he calls me by my first name. You guys still go by last names? No Izuku or Shoto? We've never really talked about it, I guess, Midoriya sighed, crossing his arms. I'd like to call him Shoto, Midoriya whispered. I chuckled, placing a hand on his shoulder. Go for it, and talk to him about it. What could go wrong? Midoriya sighed, looking at the ground. Yeah, you're right. Midoriya looked up with a smile. I'm gonna go find him. After Midoriya walked off, I walked over to the recliner in the living room to watch Bakugo play. I hated that. I fucking hated that. Bakugo groaned, throwing the jacket off on the couch once we got inside my house. Hisashi and Aizawa were at some teacher party. He messaged me a while ago saying he wasn't going to be back by morning. Speaking of messages, it reminded me of the one message Bakugo sent me saying he had something for me, though he was upset and I never got it. Hey, Katsuki? I walked over to him, placing my hands on his chest. What did you have for me? The hell are you talking about? Bakugo's hands found my waist, slipping his fingers in the waistband between the skirt and my underwear. You sent me a text a few weeks ago saying to come to the dorms when I got settled in, and that you had something for me. I played with the chain that came off his collar. What was it? Bakugo sighed. I don't want to give it to you dressed like this. Take a shower and change out. I smiled, reaching up and giving him a kiss before glitching into the bathroom to take a shower. After I got out, I got into a loose, dark red long-sleeve tee and some dark grey sweatpants with some white socks. I had dried my hair with the blow dryer and put it up in a loose bun. Bakugo sat on my bed, leaning against the bed frame in some black sweatpants and a loose black tank top. Alright, what is it? I asked, walking over, throwing my phone down and sitting on the edge of the bed in front of him. Bakugo threw his phone down, reached over the edge and pulled his bag onto the bed. He pulled out a small black box and threw his bag down on the ground, handing me the box. Katsuki? Just fucking open it. I sighed, slowly taking the top off the box to reveal a fucking necklace. It was a red heart that was pretty thick and it had a little red gold line surrounding it. It had my name carved into it with that fancy and sign that kind of looked like a 4, and then said Katsuki. I placed my hand over my mouth and looked at Katsuki, feeling tears in my eyes. You don't like it? Quickly I shook my head, jumping on him and knocking him on his back. No, it's the exact opposite. I love it. I sat up on him, staring down at the box. Bakugo sat up, pushing me back on his lap and reached into the box. He took it out. Here, let me put it on you. I sniffed a little and smiled, grabbing my hair and holding it up. He hooked the necklace in the back and let it fall, then reached up and cupped my cheeks, leaning up to kiss me. Beautiful. I let myself fall back on the side of the bed, curling up to Bakugo's side, who wrapped an arm around me, placing a hand on my waist. I love you, I mumbled, placing a hand on his chest. I love you too, YN.